What is up, everybody? It is your boy Triple G93 here, giving you a surprise 50 subscriber special. I just want to say thank you so much for the love and support. Never would have thought I even would have gotten here to begin with. Just thank you. I that's all I can do. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the love. I love this game, and obviously I play other games on the side as well, but this is my main game, and it's cool to just see support for such an amazing game as a whole. And just I'm glad you guys are enjoying the content. I really appreciate it. So I want to give a special 50 subscriber commentary video, and it's special because I am doing Armory second in Jerome in this big map. Okay, I have a theory. All right, I've been thinking about different builds. All right, I've been thinking about different ways to approach this game as a whole, and Armory second can work even if you're going against straight UNSC, but it will only work if you are using leaders if you're using leaders that are not sniper prone, right? So Jerome has his mantis, so that's going to be pretty darn good. Forge, I did one with Cassano, and I don't recommend that one, and I believe I will commentate that one too. I don't know which one will come first, but anyways, the theory between Armory second is such that you can go ahead and get the power nodes right away, so then that will give you the opportunity to go ahead and gain the veterancy for your leader. The goal is to try and get that one leader veterancy for your leader as soon as possible. So we're gonna see if this works or not. All right, it's one gen, so it's 3 supplies, 1 gen, and I'm using the extra supplies to go ahead and get the remainder of the mini bases. And then it's going to be non-stop producing Marines from here on out. So as you can see, Jerome's already working on the Sentinels. Like, that is his goal. We're going to go ahead and keep doing that. We're going to set up supplies in our mini bases, so then we can go ahead and keep them supply games going. So then we will eventually get the power that we need to go ahead, supply that we need to go ahead and get that gen that we want. So capturing the first node, which is great. We're going to get another supply pad. So now we have a total of 5 unupgraded supply pads. And now we're just going to keep producing Marines from here on out. And as soon as we get enough power, we're going to go ahead and use that power to upgrade our generator, because that is going to be very important, right? We're power short, so that's why we're trying to prioritize power nodes as soon as possible. So Jerome is taking out the middle one now. That is terrific. We're now going to move over to the left side to see if we can go ahead. But it turns out I did miss a sentinel, so we're going to go ahead and send him back very quick to go ahead and do that. We're also going to use our Marines to get those garrisons, and we upgraded our gen, which is great, and now we got just enough supply to get our second gen up. And so I didn't get to produce as much Marines as I can, but remember, the goal is just to try to get Vet 1 for my leader as soon as possible, or just get a lot of experience for him as a whole. So Jerome's doing good, clearing out the 3rd area of Sentinels, and so we're clearing that up. And our economy is looking pretty well. We got ourselves another 300 set of power to upgrade our new gen that just recently got built. And so now look, there's snipers, and so we were able to capture mid, which was cool. It was great. But remember, my leader is in a very awkward position, so because I saw snipers, I chose not to upgrade that gen right away, and instead went to upgrade my mantis, because I don't want them snipers to pick my guy off. I did make him relatively early, and so it would really hurt my economy even more if I chose to go ahead and do that. So we have Jerome just going to go ahead and try and stop them from capturing mid if possible, but it does look like they're going to end up getting it. So I'm just going to play as safe as possible. If you look at the mini map, Red's starting to move around with his bunch of Marines, and we know he has snipers, so it's just something that we need to go ahead and try and be aware of to the best of our ability. It also looks like I have completely forgotten about the generator, because I am floating 600 power and I have yet to go ahead and replace that. So that's a pretty big shame. So we're here killing some extra Marines. We got ourselves snipers. We have our Y move ready for the mantis. We decided to drop it on the garrison. I had no idea if that was going to work or not. I wanted to test it out, and it turns out it doesn't work. So still mass producing Marines, which is really good. Also, such a shame that I didn't upgrade that gen, but it is what it is. And so we're going to use our Marines to go ahead and try and recapture the middle node if possible, and continue to use Jerome here to try and get as much resources as possible. And yep, there goes Tech 2 without even upgrading the 2nd gen. So Quite unfortunate, but the little power boost I got from the power nodes did help. And so now we have a bunch of Marines here showing up. It's not looking good for me. I decided to try and hold my ground in this situation, just keep retreating. I know I have a bunch of Marines that's going to be coming in as well. He's trying to chase, and then he realized he wasn't going to be able to do anything about it. So this is where I'm able to kite with Jerome. And this is why I can go Armory second with Jerome, just because he's such a strong leader early on, and snipers can't do anything about it. He has snipers in the garrison, and look, I'm about to kill the second sniper, and so that's about what, almost 300 power that was wasted there. So we can go ahead and start focusing on the nodes. I finally get that upgrade that's needed for that generator. We got a bunch of Marines, which is looking good, and we're going to start transitioning over to the next side of the map. But did notice a big fight that was happening here on the right side. Choppers going on against Red Marines. It looks like we were able to stop whatever was happening on that side, which is really nice. And so my priority is to go ahead and try and assist blue a little bit. Let's start getting master dumps for my Marines, because I got to try and keep my Marines alive for as long as possible. And our hero is still not rank 1 yet. Has done a lot. Killed a couple Marines. Has killed about, what, 9 sentinels. And so we're going to just keep trying to take advantage of this and see if we can get additional sentinels killed. And the last group is about to get killed, and we're going to look good here. We're getting our air pad, we're getting more master doms out, and just like that, it takes about 12 sentinels to go ahead and rank Jerome up. And remember, I don't think Jerome will level up if he's inside the mantis, so that's something to keep into account as well. But now Jerome is doing pretty darn good, and now I can just continue the kite game. Like, yes, he does have infantry, he does have snipers. He goes in with a great ODST drop. Remember, I only have 1 upgrade on my Jerome, but we're starting to retreat, and we have master doms here as well, and so there's no way he's going to be able to push this. We do have our Vortis here trying to back us up with Y moves on my leader, and so now things are looking very good. EMP Mac Blast goes down, and honestly, it was kind of useless. It doesn't really do anything for us. We're going to keep upgrading our economy. We haven't really lost much, and we haven't really gained as much in the mid game. Like, we've lost power nodes, but we do have a vet 1 leader, which can take you a far away sometimes. So green, he's going mass air. He's just a decimist, so that's what he's going to do. We're going to go ahead and continue to make master doms with nightingales with infantry in it, get that gen upgraded. And so now the goal here is to try and find opportunities for counterattacks. Let's go ahead and try and get these nodes and see if we can take some engagements and see if we can get ahead of that. So barracks is coming down because we're going to need those infantry upgrades. Our supply game is going pretty darn strong. We're going to keep trying to take those nodes. That's what I mentioned a few minutes ago. More master doms are being made, more nightingales are being made, and now I think we have the sweet amount of master doms, which I think is 4. If I make 1 more, that is such a shame. And we're going to get some snipers because we're dealing with ODSTs and cutter, and we're going to go ahead and get vehicle upgrades as well. So there goes our 3 snipers. We're going to go ahead and get turrets on our base. We do see red, and we did position our leader at a very comfortable spot, and so if he chose to engage this, he's going to have to go ahead and take a little bit more damage than what he needs to. And so things are looking pretty good. We got ourselves some Vortis with Goop. We got Spartan morale going. We just stopped the left node, and we're going to go ahead and cap that. Red's army is relatively weak, and we're continuing to make our army bigger and bigger. There hasn't been much engagements as a whole, but we are trying to put ourselves in a position that's going to be better. So we got grenades. We still need combat mechanics. That's going to make a huge difference. But we're going to go ahead and just take a peek on what's going on the left side to see if there's anything we can do about this fight. And long and behold, orange is actually starting an expansion, and this is actually a fight that I can take. It's a lot of flamethrowers, but it's totally fine. There are some mantis in the back as well, but we do have the units that we need. I start retreating because I just had an inkling incantation that red was going to try and come in from behind. So I popped Spartan morale to boost some defense to try and get units into a better spot. And Great Vortex comes down on red, but we do end up losing 2 mantises, which is pretty unfortunate. We have lost some snipers as well. We're finally getting combat mechanics because that's something that should have gotten a long time ago, but Now we got some Banshees, we also have some Masterdoms, and this is going to be a lot more of a prettier fight for us. And so they're going in for an attack. Still trying to fix my economy, get that 4th gen up with Jerome, which is pretty crazy, but you got to prepare for the Spartan drop from when it comes in. You're going to need that power for it. So more snipers are being made, but we don't have enough Masterdoms. Yellow is in a little bit of trouble. He has Wolverines and whatnot, but he's going to try and hold off for the best he can. But we still have a big engagement over here with ODSTs going down, mines going down, our gens being upgraded. I'm just trusting the fight at this point. Green is losing a lot of Banshees, but it looks like we were able to clear out the majority of the army, which is really nice. Now combat mechanics has finally finished as well, and so now we're going to go ahead and get a great counter push. The fact that we wiped out everything orange has, we wiped out everything red has. Things are looking really well for us at this point. So going to get ourselves a siege turret just because of the situation with blue kind of lacking on that left side. So I want to make sure I can get a siege turret to help protect this main base if that comes to be. And so now we're going to start transitioning over to mid to see if there's an opportunity for us to go ahead and do some pressure and damage there. So things are looking pretty well for an armory second build. I'm not drastically behind. We're doing a good fight. It does look like blue is going to hold, and now we're going to go ahead and try and push this through. Like, we have the air shifting over, and we're going to go ahead and try and push mid with what we've got. There's some snipers in there, but unfortunately those snipers are not really going to go ahead and do anything because everybody is in Masterdoms. And then look what we have here. Red has all air. He transitioned to all air, which is a kind of bad move because we have a Decimus that's already going all air. And so I'm just going to go ahead and focus on red's base, mainly because we are in a very good spot. Orange won't be able to really do much to defend red, and so red's going to have to come back with his air. And speaking of which, there is red with his all air, but Masterdoms can really do some work. So we were able to lose Masterdom. We're getting a vehicle depot up, so go ahead and get those upgrades because we are lacking in the upgrades as a whole. So we're going to go ahead and get that upgrade. And if you look, I never even got the second upgrade for Jerome, which is, I definitely made some mistakes that I could have been really abused on, right? Jerome wasn't upgraded, very late 2nd gen. And here comes Orange. Orange is trying to go ahead and make a push with just 3 Mantis and a Wolverine. I have Omega team just in case I lose my whole army, but it doesn't look like things are going to be too bad for me, making more Nightingales. And another thing that I do is, even though I hotkey group my buildings, when I'm just in a lot of pressure, I tend to go back to my buildings and make units. And so that takes me away from the screen, and that's less microing that I can do for my units. So that's something I could still improve on as well, right? We're always trying to improve. But anyways, more of his units are trying to streamline in, but at this point we're snowballing. He never had all his army clumped together. Here comes Orange with his leader, and his leader is going to go ahead and leave. Die. And yellow ends up leaving the game, and then everybody else follows suit. And that was about it. That was a pretty decent game. It was pretty decent. It was, all in all, lots of improvements could be made, but armory second, still trying to figure out that concept, but did very well. 17 units lost, 50 units killed, and that's about it. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have a splendid one. Leave a like, a subscribe, or a comment if you want to, and until next time, goodbye. G out. Stay awesome.